Good morning. Good morning. This is Charles Coachman, and we are walking our way through the Bible, reading our way through Proverbs, digging in deep into the book of John, and as always, putting on the whole armor of God. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday. Hope that you are looking forward to today and all that it has in store for us. And it is Friday, March 26th. It is 41 degrees in San Jose, 41 chilly degrees in San Jose. So I hope you're a little bit warmer elsewhere. But if not, I feel for you. All right. Taking a look, we have no shout outs this morning. No birthdays that I can see. But if it is your birthday out there, happy birthday to you. Wishing you all the very best on your special day. All right, let's take a look. I just want to remember these folks. Wilden, Curtis, Rex, Danny, Red, Shelly, and Nancy. Just want you all to know that I'm thinking about you and praying for you. And wishing you all the very best, and take care of yourselves, and just know that there are people in prayer for you. Absolutely. Okay, let's take a quick look here. Gloria Brown, good morning. Missed you yesterday, Gloria. But good morning to you. Thank you for being here today. Frank Nell, good evening to you down in the Philippines. Good evening. And good morning to all that are watching here. All right. Let's see what we've got going on. Take one last look. Thank God it's a happy Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Everyone should enjoy the weekend. Absolutely. All right. Let's see. See if I can pull up this screen here. So we're in Proverbs 26, 1 through 28. Then we're going to go to John 11, 1 through 46, and then Ephesians 6, 10 through 18. 6, 10 through 18. Get a little sip of water here. Keep my throat quenched. We last night had a class and discussed some of the things that were holding us back a little bit. And one of the things that I brought up right at the end of the meeting was that I had lost my voice 3 years ago. And I lost it in April and struggled to get it back. Or it was either April or at the end of March. And I struggled to get it back the rest of the year. So I had to do voice therapy and exercises to get my voice back, at least to a point where I could talk and be understood, and talked about the business that I'd lost because of it. And then I struggled with it for basically for the last 3 years. And then last summer, I lost it again. Over Memorial Day, I got sick, and all of a sudden my voice was gone again. So gotta always be reminded to take care of my voice and to make sure that I'm quenched. So always something fun. Let's take one last look before we dig in. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. And today I will be celebrating Archie's first birthday. That is awesome. Archie's first birthday. Happy birthday, Archie. Happy birthday, Archie, from all of us. That is awesome. So, Archie, happy birthday shout out to you. That is so cool. It's hard to believe that a year has went by. That's amazing. All right, I'm going to start out Proverbs 26. Like snow in the summer, like rain in harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. Like a sparrow in its flitting, like a swallow in its flying, so a curse without cause does not alight. A whip is for the horse, a bridle for the donkey, and a rod for the back of fools. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you will also be like him. Answer a fool as his folly deserves, that he not be wise in his own eyes. He cut off his own feet and drinks violence. Who sends a message by the hand of a fool? Like the legs which are useless to the lame, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like one who binds a stone in a sling, so is he who gives honor to a fool. Like a thorn which falls into the hand of a drunkard, so is a proverb in the mouth of fools. Like an archer who wounds everyone, so is he who hires a fool or hires those who pass by. Like a dog that returns to its vomit is a fool who repeats his folly. Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. The sluggard says there is a lion in the road. A lion is in the open square. As the door turns on its hinges, so does the sluggard on his bed. The sluggard buries his hand in the dish. He is weary of bringing it to his mouth again. The sluggard is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can give a discreet answer. Like one who takes a dog by the ears, he who passes by and meddles with strife not belonging to him. Like a madman who throws firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the neighbor who deceives his neighbor and says, "Was I not joking?" For lack of wood, the fire goes out, and where there is no whisperer, contention quiets down. Like charcoal to hot embers and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. The words of a whisperer are like dainty morsels, and they go down into the innermost parts of the body. Like an earthen vessel overlaid with silver dross are burning lips and a wicked heart. He who hates disguises it with his lips, but he who lays up deceit in his heart. He who hates disguises it with his lips, but he lays up deceit in his heart. When he speaks graciously, do not believe him, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. Though his hatred covers itself with guile, his wickedness will be revealed before the assembly. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone in it will come back on him. A lying tongue hates those it crushes, and a flattering mouth works ruin. So here we're just being told, be wary of these type of people. Do not become one of these type of people, because everything is going to come back against you. Be wise, but don't be wise in your own eyes. Be wary of those that are wise in their own eyes. And we read about the archer, like an archer who wounds everyone, so is he who hires a fool or who hires those who pass by. So like an archer that's just pulling and slinging arrows in every direction, so is he who hires a fool. or hires someone who passes by. When we bring somebody in to work with us, we want to make sure who we are hiring. And we want to make sure that we do it with checking everything that we possibly can. Now let's take a look, and we're going to move back to John. Back to John, and let's see. We are starting at 11:1 through 46. 11:1. Take one quick look here. Blessed birthday, Archie. Absolutely. Absolutely. This is Archie's day. The death and resurrection of Lazarus. Now, a certain man was sick, Lazarus of Bethany, the village of Mary and her sister Martha. It was Mary who anointed the Lord with ointment and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. So the sisters sent word to him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom you love is sick. Take this in once again. So the sisters sent word to him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom you love is sick. But when Jesus heard this, he said, the sickness is not to end in death, but for the glory of God, so that the Son of God may be glorified by it. Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister and Lazarus. So when he heard that he was sick, he then stayed 2 days longer in the place where he was. Then after this, he said to the disciples, let us go to Judea once again. The disciples said to him, Rabbi, the Jews were just now seeking to stone you, and are you going there again? Jesus answered, are there not 12 hours in a day? If anyone walks in the day, he does not stumble because he sees the light of this world. But if anyone walks in the night, he stumbles because the light is not in him. Then he said, and after that he said to them, our friend Lazarus has fallen asleep, but I go so that I may awaken him out of his sleep. The disciples then said to him, Lord, if he has fallen asleep, he will recover. Now Jesus had spoken of his death, but they thought that he was speaking of literal sleep. So Jesus then said to them plainly, Lazarus is dead, and I am glad for your sakes that I was not there, so that you may believe, but let us go to him. Therefore Thomas, who is called Didymus, said, go to his fellow disciples, let us also go so that we may die with him. So when Jesus came, he found that he had already been in the tomb for 4 days. Now Bethany was near Jerusalem, about 2 miles off, and many of the Jews had come to Martha and Mary to console them concerning their brother. Martha, therefore, when she heard that Jesus was coming, went out to meet him, but Mary stayed at the house. Martha then said to Jesus, Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Even now, I know that whatever you ask of God, God will give you. Jesus said to her, your brother will rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he will rise again in the resurrection on the last day. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. If he who believes in me will live even if he dies. Let's go over that once again. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live even if he dies. And everyone who lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, yes, Lord, I have believed that you are the Christ, the Son of God, even he who comes into the world. When she had said this, She went away and called Mary, her sister, saying secretly, "The teacher is here and is calling for you." And when she heard it, she got up quickly and was coming to him. Now Jesus had not yet come into the village, but was still in the place where Martha met him. Then the Jews who were with her in the house and consoling her, when they saw that Mary got up quickly and went out, they followed her, supposing that she was going to the tomb to weep there. Therefore, when Mary came where Jesus was, she saw him and fell at his feet, saying to him, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would have not died." When Jesus therefore saw her weeping, and the Jews who came with her also were weeping, he was deeply moved in spirit and was troubled, and said, Where have you laid him?" They said to him, "Lord, come and see." Jesus wept. So the Jews were saying, "See how he loved him." But some of them could not, this man who opened the eyes of the blind man, have kept this man also from dying. Let's go over this once again. I want to make sure that we got that. But some of them said, "Could not this man who opened the eyes of the blind man have kept this man also from dying?" So Jesus, again, being deeply moved within, came to the tomb. Now it was a cave, and a stone was lying against it. Jesus said, "Remove the stone." Martha, the sister of the deceased, said to him, "Lord, by this time there will be a stench, for he has been dead for 4 days." Jesus said to her, "Did I not say to you that if you believe, you will see the glory of God?" So they removed the stone. Then Jesus raised his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I know that you always hear me, but because of the people standing around, I said it, so that they may believe that you sent me." When he said these things, he cried out with a loud voice, "Lazarus, come forth. Lazarus, come forth." The man who had died came forth, bound hand and foot with wrappings, and his face was wrapped around with a cloth. Jesus said to them, "Unbind him and let him go." Therefore, many of the Jews who came to Mary and saw what he had done believed in him, but some of them went to the Pharisees and told them of the things which Jesus had done. So we've got the miracle of Lazarus. One of the things that struck me here, when Jesus decided to go, he was being warned that, the Jews are already there waiting for you. The people that want to put you to death are there. But Thomas says, "Let's go. Let's all go," because Thomas felt that if they were going to put Jesus to death, then we should all go and suffer the same fate. That's how much his disciples believed in him. That's how much they wanted to be a part of him. And that's how much they believed that Jesus Christ was the Son of God, the Son of Man. And then the two sisters have great faith. Have great faith, knowing that, Jesus, if you had been here, our brother would not have died. Our brother would not have died. That was how strong their faith was. And then Jesus brings him back. And he did everything. This whole thing, Jesus put everything off, not to save Lazarus before he died, but to let him die and then show what God could do, or what Jesus could do through God. And he made it could almost be a spectacle, because here are all these people gathered. so that they can see that Jesus was glorifying God and that God was there with them and he was God's son. And he raised Lazarus. And then there were those that were joyful, and then there were those that went off to the Pharisees to say, look what this man has done. Look what this man has done. It is time. It is time that we put him to death. Take another sip and get on to the full armor of God. Ephesians 6:10, the armor of God. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the full armor of God so that you will be able to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. For our struggle is not against the flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the powers, against the world forces of this darkness, against the spiritual forces of wickedness in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the full armor of God so that you will be able to resist in the evil day, and having done everything to stand firm. Stand firm, therefore, having girded your loins with truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having shod your feet with the preparation of the gospel of peace. In addition to all, taking up the shield of faith, with which you will be able to extinguish all the flaming arrows of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. With all prayer and petition, pray at all times in the Spirit, and with this in view, be on alert with all perseverance and petition for all the saints. Do this every Monday and Friday, just so that we're prepared for the weekend. On Monday, just so we're prepared for the week. But we should be thinking about this each day, being prepared, being ready to stand firm for what we believe in. And it's one of the mightiest passages in the Bible telling us, be ready, be prepared, put on the full armor of God. Be like one of those Roman soldiers that's covered head to toe with that full protection, and be ready to take a strong stance. And that's what we should be doing each and every day. We know the truth, and we know that the Lord is there to protect us. But we also have to keep our minds and our eyes wide open and be protecting ourselves daily with prayer and covering ourselves with the full armor of God. Hey, I want to thank each one of you for being here. Lona, good morning. And yes, it was a fantastic miracle. Thank you for being here. That story of Lazarus is one of the greatest stories in the Bible, where Jesus goes out and shows that whole village, because this family and Lazarus was so loved that a bunch of people from the village came there. It wasn't just a small crowd. It was a good portion of the town that were out there looking over and caring for that family, weeping for that family, and showing how much they hated the loss of their brother and how much they cared for him. But there he was. He got back up. Jesus told him, get back up, walk forth. All right, everyone, I really appreciate you being here. Have an awesome day. If you'd like to share this out, please do. Archie, have a wonderful birthday. You tell Grandma, we need stuff, Grandma. Enjoy it. So, Kathy, you and Arnie have a wonderful day with your grandbaby and just enjoy things. All right, everyone, go out and have a great weekend. If you're going to be here tomorrow, we'll continue our walk through the Bible, reading Proverbs and digging in deep to John. Have an awesome day. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow.